This is very important to understand those points because they are a point of connection from her point of view. And you can connect. Every single person can connect to those points to get something different. Because that grid from her, it's an energy field like a web, a webbing of information to many, many different sites and timeline on the planet. Like that's very important to remember because she will share a meditation about those points. Like this is a good example for people to understand what I mean. This one is very interesting because it's a duplicate of the Mitchell Edge. Most of you know about the 13 Master Skull from Atlantis and a little bit before that and after. Because yourself are changing, the frequency is changing because you go up of the ladder, you can have different information. The 4 density grid is really alive right now. You can access it more and more every single day. I have kind of special with one of the Master Skull who's connecting with Kukulkan in the tribe of the Mayan and back then to Atlantis. Because the connection with the grid, the connection with nature that I have deeply, allow me to connect with those new generation of skulls exist in my time frame. It will allow you to perceive different holographic structure of Earth. It will allow you to see 3 different things for the beginning, to see the nature of your personal reality in 3 different phases. Like this is a good tool, this is a good mirror to reflect that, to give you many information about different culture on your planet between the fall of Atlantis and before that, and more about the Antarctica information, that one of the skulls is there, and it's really in tune with the grid right now. Kukulkan will help people to tune and get balance more and more with those devices, because they're very powerful when you tune in, as pure as they get. You can find yourself with different color of the skull and feel within yourself how they can be in assistance to you. Send your intention to connect with the point in the grid, like I show you the geometry of it. You can tune in the Great Pyramid because in a different frequency, they have a huge flower of life somewhere under the pyramid who create lots of vibration with the skull as well. You don't see it in the 3rd dimension, but at 4th density, it's very vibrating and reflecting in your world many concepts. And whatever you're here right now, you can sense over there because you have different version of you. And this is where the skull can help.
Greetings and good day. This is the Channeled Truth. I'm your host, Thomas Leihart, and I'm a channeler myself, and I love exploring the works of Seth and Jane Roberts, Abraham Hicks, Bashar, and other channelers as well. And with me today, we have a very special guest that's no stranger to channeling and transformation and connecting the spirit. He's been a guest on this show many times, too many to count at this point. So today he is going to bring forth to us Raven, someone that he channels regularly. And so without further ado, let's bring Patrick onto our digital stage. Thanks so much for coming again to the show.
Hey Tom, thank you again to invite me, and it's my pleasure. Today it's a very unique day. It's the 13th of October, and Raven want to share information with the crystal skull because you know October, November, it's about the energy of Atlantis and the master crystal skull. And something is going on every October, every years, and it's very strong. And she teach me a little bit how to tap into that energy and with new information that we didn't have before. Like, this is what she want to share today. I'm not sure all the the story about that, but she know what she's doing, I guess. And it's all interesting to hear what she have to share.
Right on. I was just listening to the 13 Crystal Skull transmission from Bashar, so this is all very timely and definitely timely for the season. So yeah, I'm super excited to see what she says. So let's get right into it.
Yeah, it's probably a different information. I know Bashar talked about it back in a few years, I guess. And it's all interesting to have a different point of view into that. One thing is very important that she said, because I have geometry. I designed those forms. This is very important that she asked me to show that picture. Do you see it pretty clearly?
Oh, yes, for sure.
Okay, because this is a duplicate of the energy grid around the planet Earth. You see, they call it a star tetrahedron. And basically, it's not a star tetrahedron, but it's the star that form. It's a mix of it. But it's very important to understand those points. You see all those points in geometry?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like this is very important to understand those points, because they are a point of connection from her point of view. And you can connect. Every single person can connect to those points to get something different. Because that grid from her, it's an energy field, like a web, a webbing of information to many, many different sites and timeline on the planet. Like that's very important to remember, because she will share a meditation about those points. Like this is a good example for people to understand what I mean.
That's awesome.
And I can send you a picture if you want later on.
Yeah, for sure.
And because it's the Crystal Skull day today about that session, I have a little one here.
Nice.
And this one is very interesting because it's a duplicate of the Mitchell Edge. Exactly, but it's made of not a plastic, but like a resin, like we do organite. It's not a crystal because it will cost a fortune, but it's exactly the same, and the jaw can move.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And it's very interesting, you know. It's everything is a permission slip, I guess,
Of course.
at some point. And yeah, like this is where we're gonna connect with those guys.
That's awesome, man. I love seeing the replica because I've never seen it in person. So I've seen it in videos and pictures only, right? So it must be nice to actually hold a tangible form and connect through that.
It is. I've never been close physically to the original Mitchell Edge, but most of the people get close to that. It's something unique.
Powerful.
It's very special.
Yeah.
And they designed this one exactly the same, except it's not a pure crystal, but you can do it whatever you want with. You see.
No, that's really awesome, because just having a tangible form, like you can see the dimensions and what it feels like, and then through that connect to the actual energy of it, right?
Yeah, exactly. All right, let's start that. I guess she's gonna talk about it, and we're gonna do a meditation how to tune into those lines after.
Awesome.
Like, we might go for a bit. I don't know how long. Let's
Sounds
see.
like we might. I'm looking forward to it.
All right. I will see you back soon.
See you on the other side.
Hi, my friends. How are you doing today?
I'm good.
We are very exciting, me and my little group, to share what we have to share today. And we are very excited to be allowed to share those things in a specific timing of October. But they have a different reason this year that we are doing this from my own point of view with different master. Most of you know about the 13 master skull from Atlantis and a little bit before that and after. We don't have a specific name from each other, but it's a frequency that we're going to help you to connect, that you can have the tools within your psyche to tune in a different form right now around the planet. Because yourself are changing, the frequency is changing, because you go up of the ladder, you can have different information. And this is fascinating and fantastic, because they can be a very good guide to help you to understand yourself and to see deeply in your psychic about yourself and the nature of the planet and the grid of connection around the world that you live in. the 4-density grid is really alive right now. You can access it more and more every single day. Do you have any question before we start? I'll explain a little bit more.
I don't have any specific questions right now. Maybe I will after your transmission.
All right. Just let's say, I'm going to say to you this. I have kind of special okay with one of the masters called, who's connecting with Kukulkan in the tribe of the Mayan and back then to Atlantis. Because the connection with the grid, the connection with nature that I have deeply, allow me to connect with those new generation of skulls exist in my time frame. And this is quite fascinating. This is why I'm sharing this with you. He allowed me to introduce a new generation of connection with that you can enjoy it for your personal growth and any information that basically you can use that cult now to kind of use your GP chat on the webbing that most people use right now. You will be able to tap in that field and use it in a different way, more in telepathy with yourself. It will allow you to perceive different holographic structure of Earth. It will allow you to see 3 different things for the beginning, to see the nature of your personal reality in 3 different phases. You will see the beauty of it, you will see the medium beauty of it, and you will see a very bad version of it. The sculpt will allow you to perceive different holographic structure. And in that sense, when you see 3 different aspects, you can enjoy the time, the moment that you are in it, a good one. You see, understand that?
Right, that makes sense. You're seeing into all the potentialities, and it's spread out into 3 levels, I guess, like a really high vibration, a medium, and then kind of as low as you can go, right?
Yes, we can see more, but we start with 3 for you. You can perceive, probably people will go reach 5, 7, 8, but you can see multi-version of it. But you will understand when you see a bad one's going well, the good one you are in, you will appreciate the one you're in more and more and more to realize they're all going on at the same time.
Yeah.
Like this is a good tool, this is a good mirror to reflect that, to give you many information about different culture on your planet between the fall of Atlantis and before that, and more about the Antarctica information. That one of the skulls is there, and it's really in tune with the grid right now. We understand it's not everybody will find excitement to connect with those things, but many will. Especially the people who are connected with deep nature, with the trees, the flower, the ground, the animal, they will feel the call to that. But like we said, it's a sharing technique that you can use on your own way. Kukulkan will help people to tune and get balance more and more with those devices because they're very powerful when you tune in, as pure as they get. You can find yourself with different color of the sculpt and feel within yourself how they can be in assistance to you. That's the primary. I'm going to say a guest right now is going to be part of that meditation is my brother. My brother lately shared with a different group that he have a little space scout. He can fly in the sky. You might start to perceive him if the connection is made in alignment with him and you. He called his little ship Firebird. Came from the Phoenix light. That's the name he said. Connect with Firebird and you will tune with myself. He's allowed to travel a little bit more around the Earth grid than before. Jack will be there to stabilize in the point of the grid if anyone is going out of the line. You see what you mean?
Right, like an anchoring frequency that we can tune into to help bring us back into alignment, right?
Yes, but don't be surprised if you see like a triangular firebird orange ball in the grid when you connect with that in the meditation.
Sounds great. I've actually been seeing a lot of triangles, not fiery red ones, but the triangular shape has just been popping into my meditations a lot more lately.
That's very good, my friend. That's very good. You expand yourself, and they're always there when you tune in. And many ships are acting as a buffer. You understand that?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Jack can start to do that itself with different group because more and more those Yahyel being will come and show themselves more and more. Not only with the tic-tac. The tic-tac are very with the younger children, but the younger one, not the younger one, the adult one can move with their own ship. That make a big difference on the planet. Many traffic in the sky. Now, if you're ready, if you have any question, we can start with that meditation and tune in to that grid.
Something you said earlier, are you saying that new skulls had been created in the future that you're tapping into our current grid of the skulls that exist now on Earth?
Exactly.
That's pretty awesome.
It's a generation of the 13 to become, let's say, the new hybrid skull.
Awesome. It's like creating linkages, basically, between.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, expansion is everything. And they understand that in their own time, but they can move to time and space.
Awesome. I feel that fluidity more and more of the time-space continuum, for lack of better words.
Yes. And with that permission to connect with that way, you can, like we said, you might start to perceive different holographic structure in the same moment.
Yeah.
That will become, because the 4 density is more like that. You can perceive more.
Exactly, yeah.
And you understand you have the choice from your own feeling, and you can understand more of yourself and the direction you will want to experience your own life. Let's begin, and maybe after, if you have questions, I can stay a few minutes more.
Sounds great. Let's do it.
All right. I think last time on a short meditation, I was talking about the magnetic field in the magnetite in the back of the nostril. This is very important because you can heal yourself in many different ways when you tune with that energy grid of the planet. This is most natural in human, but sometimes people forgot about that. In the future, they will use that technique more often because they will become more aware of it. But now we're going to use it just to help you to understand that connection. All right?
Sounds great.
Let's start with that. Let's start by breathing in and out, a few breathing. When you exhale in the air from the nose, imagine that crystalline structure within your nostril. Very liquid and very vibrating. That vibration will help you to lock with the true north of your own planet. When you know where the north is, you have more ability to know where you're going on the planet. Like any bird, any animal. That's the guideline. Just breathe from your nose and feel that connection. Really feel that true north connection. And feel the magnetic field of the world. To your aura, to your energy field, everybody, everything will be impacted by what? By you doing this. As you do that, send your intention to connect with the point in the grid, like I show you the geometry of it. Find a point in the grid and lock yourself there. Now this is where you can tap with Jack energy. He's right there at some point. He can be anywhere. That point is the webbing. It's the Bluetooth will connect you with the crystal skull energy, the communication between them. When you feel yourself connect to that dot, that point of energy, imagine it's a little vortex. It's coming down to you. It's coming down to you direct and connect with your crown chakra and feel the entire body. Like a Wi-Fi connection if you want to. It's a gold color. Allow that gold color to mix with your field, boost your aura, make you full connecting to that point, and see or imagine the entire network of the grid become alive, like it turn on within your brain. Shoot down to your heart and your heart shoot down to your brain again. Make that connection. You can sense and feel the firebird ship, as Jack called it. It's just a name. It's a ball, orange ball. But you will connect with the gold color for the grid of the planet. When you feel that connection, send out an invitation about the 13 skulls from ancient past to the now and to the new generation. Send a call to them that they will respond to you, to that connection. The one who will be present today, the one who wants to be known from you, from the new generation, is a pure gold color mixing with purple. It's extremely connecting with the idea of not the crown of Homo sapien, but the Homo galacticus. This is a straight connection, the 4 density, with the version of yourself as Homo galacticus. Triggering, raising your DNA at the 3rd strand, that you can start to feel it more. That's a tool. It will be there to guide you to those holographic structure that you can experience yourself in a very balanced way. All those lines around the planet know that you're putting your attention there, that you send a call, they will respond back. Feel in with your brain, feel that laser connection from the point in the grid down to you. And allow those new generation skulls to come and connect you. And use them as a friend. Recognize them as a friend. Lock them in your own psyche. Remember to breathe from the nose and really connect with the magnetic field. It will help you to ground yourself and stay stable. It is a very deep way to connect with the grid, the holographic structure that surround the planet. You can learn to do meditation about the grid around the world, tapping in many, many different ways. But that's the webbing of the skull, the new generation. Go at your own pace, speed. If you send the call to do it, that's invitation from them to you. You might sense a little lights going into the left and right to your brain. Recreate a circuitry. Different pathway in your brain. Just allow it to do so. Allow it to do so. Allow your heart to be part of it. From now on, if you see any crystal skull within telepathy with yourself or you're in inner vision, that's okay, it's fine. Because they're very present right now. Now allow the connection to stay there and just come back slowly. Slowly come back. And just by doing this without forcing anything, just to send the invitation to lock with those channels, those line of energy, will allow you to tap with that energy. And you will see a different connection with Atlantis, a different version of Atlantis who move on. Then play the game of drama and destruction, or have a different reflection in the world that you can see. I personally thank you so much to be here, to tune in. We'll talk next time with a different expression. Thank you for now.
Yeah, thank you, Raven. Is there any time for questions?
If you wish to, maybe 2 or 3 questions.
Well, so I understand there's 13 original skulls from ancient times, and the question is how many new ones are there?
It's always going to a batch of 13, 13, 13.
Mm-hmm. I kind of
Let's
figured.
say the last 13 one was replaced by the old agreement with Kukulkan about the new generation one.
So there's 26 essentially, 13 ancient ones, 13 new ones, and they're harmonizing together, creating a new grid.
Yes, and 13 is very important, a new step.
Yes, as it is, today's October 13th as we're recording this.
Exactly, yeah. There's still numbers, but those numbers are very powerful if you use that way.
Mm-hmm. And really, just one other question. You mentioned I have a connection to Max, the crystal skull. Is there any more information you have about that?
Max is going between the new generation and the past one. If you tune in that grid, you can call and have a connection with him. He's still very present there. Did you have any dream lately about the crystal skull or something about it?
Not about the crystal skulls, but I've been tuning into their energy more just day to day because I knew we were going to do this transmission. That's, so they've been more present, but more in the background. It's not a main theme at this point.
You can draw Max on the paper and send it out and let it go and see how it's going to respond to you.
Sounds good. The mystery
and
continues.
How do you feel when you think about him? How do you feel? How's your brain doing?
I mean, right now after this meditation, it feels kind of more crystalline and connected. And I really appreciated connecting to the point on the grid that, like, at one point it kind of just got clicked and it's like, oh, there it is,
Yes, you can invite Max and imagine how will you feel if you have that crystal within your mind, that connection, that vibration. How are you going to perceive life?
Mm-hmm.
How are you going to think about it? Think about that.
Yeah, that's something I play with sometimes is the quality of the crystal, and then I almost get this sense that the human skull is also a crystalline structure as well, and then it just starts to take on a different vibration or feeling or level of clarity.
Yes, and when you go out of balance, like we all do, you can call it and remember that connection as a balanced state, as a pure crystal form. They are a big mirror, they're a big guide, they can help, they can relate, you can talk to them in your psychic because they feel like you talk to a friend, and that's very powerful.
Sounds great. I definitely have been feeling how the internet is a physical materialization of something that exists at other levels. And I feel like this grid is exactly what that is this other level of information, energy, connection, integration that we're learning to tap into.
Yes, it is. And you know, as you look for your future self, we do the same in the future because we are upline of yourself and we're still doing this.
Mm-hmm.
We're looking upon the future self, on myself, as you do for yourself. And many other civilization was always tapping in the future version of themselves, you see?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I get that. It's like steps or stages, or almost like notes on a scale, like a harmonic that it's hard to put into words, but it's like I feel it and see it, but can't quite articulate it.
No, we understand that. Yeah, it's like the concept of creation itself, know what it's doing. And when you move in the flow with it, you do exactly what you're supposed to do.
It's almost like, the Sasani or the Sirius uplift us, right? Or the Sirius uplifts Sasani, Sasani uplifts us, and it's links. It's just links in creation.
It is a big dance, and you can apply the new generation of the school of mystery, because that school of mystery will never be end. You know, those hybrid are still doing in the school of mystery in different way, but that's a very good thing. And you can tune in the Great Pyramid because in a different frequency, they have a huge flower of life somewhere under the pyramid who create lots of vibration with the skull as well. You don't see it in the third dimension, but at fourth density is very vibrating and reflecting in your world many concepts. Like the school of mystery, it's a big thing, fascinating, and still fascinating for us too.
So can you speak a little bit more about this mystery school? Is it an ancient one? Because you've mentioned it includes hybrids. So
It's include when they start in Egypt, you know, from one, they study the left brain for years and years. After that, they study the right brain and they understand what they're doing. And after that, it was understand the heart frequency center. It's part of it to understand yourself as a concept. It looks like the brain is something else, but they work together. You need to find a balance and to understand the step, not going into fear. And that was not the end. Like they have many, many mystery of that. And more you tap deeper in nature, it will never stop.
yeah, honestly, I have a powerful connection to mystery school. The idea, the metaphor, the what it is. Just because I teach the energetic arts, right? So I just feel like I'm always kind of running a mystery school, right? And it's reflections of these ancient ones, but also like I sense it's a future version as well.
Yes. And to understand the body, it's a very good device. You know, the pineal, the brain, everything in the body must be used in a perfect center way. It's that the way you feel your life as well. The body's feeling all kind of emotion. And whatever you're here right now, you can sense over there because you have different version of you. And this is where the skull can help a big, big way to balance those different modality between you and different version of you.
Yeah, that sounds wonderful. something we do a lot in the advanced Qigong classes is endocrine system meditations, of course, starting with the pineal and working our way down. It feels like that system is an energetic interface. It's like the interface between the energetic and the physical body.
It is deep. It is deep, my friend, you know? And every part inside of you is kind of part of his own universe.
Yeah.
That's what's about today, my friend. I have to leave you right here. And I hope that you enjoyed that. I really enjoyed to be with you.
Yeah, thank you for coming and sharing and just being a part of our expansion, upliftment, all of that. Thank you.
That's my excitement. And my brother Jack said next time he will show up.
Yeah,
He has some stuff to share with you.
I was wondering about him, and yeah, I'm looking forward to that too.
Yeah. He will start to introduce himself in a different way. Because you're going in that direction. You know, a few years again, many things will change. And the idea of using that line around the planet to see the holographic structure, that you will see different world is going pretty crazy, and some are very balanced. But when you perceive this, you see it for yourself. You understand how to walk and travel to those in a very fun way.
Yeah, it's like I'm getting these senses of just shifting through realities, being connected to this grid, which is usually being human, we're all just so haphazardly just kind of spinning around in our own stuff. But now it's like all of a sudden there's this link to something greater. And it's hard to put into words. I just get these impressions and images at this point.
It is true, and to be in service. And before I'm leaving, because many human for the last year play with different sacred site, open doorway, portal that allow us today to share what we share with you. It's not an accident, you know, those humans feel higher frequency and they've been guided to do those things.
Yes, one of our buddies, Jean-Francois, is very much involved in activating sacred sites, and we just did an episode about that. So, yeah, very much appreciated.
But we will thanks him to do what he's doing because he received a call and he hacked on it. That's very beautiful. And that way is in service to itself and the world.
Indeed.
Yeah. Thank you, my friend. We talk soon.
Yes. Goodbye and good night and see you later.
All right. Bye-bye. All right, Tom.
Welcome back, Patrick.
Yeah, that was a good one.
It was a long one, actually.
Actually, I'm more and more when Raven came lately, I'm just moving out and I just have no idea about time and space.
Well, do you have any idea what was talked about?
I was around the globe and feeling that energy pattern, like, you know, the brain circuit when it's exchanging between. The planets is mostly like that, you see. It's always those lines and information like electricity is going on.
Yeah, I feel like I mentioned during the transmission to Raven, like the internet is like this rough copy, a three-dimensional, a physical version of the neurological firing, which is happening at other levels, including also within our own brain, right? It's microcosms within microcosms, but also the energetic grid of the earth, right? That there is a higher level, quote unquote, internet that we're learning to tap into and always sharing information, right? It happens in the dream time all the time, right? Exchanges of information. And now we're becoming conscious of that too.
It is. Sometimes, you know, you can connect with many people in different nature from whatever you are, and you have those connections, but internet, they kind of bring down physically a proof that you talk to somebody on the other side of the world. We're doing it all the time, I guess, you know, but we don't have that physical person in the screen like you do right now.
Right. Yeah.
And that network just bring that to us, like, hey, this is you physically.
Right. And we've had experiences where I think of you and you sense me coming in and then you give me a call, right? So it's like we know there's another level at which this information's being exchanged, and yet we also do rely on and use this physical version as well. And it's just kind of fun to play with that.
It is. We need to play more and more with this, you know?
I think telepathy is something we will be exploring a lot more in the days and years to come.
I think so. Wow, that was amazing, Tom. Thank you so much. It was a while that we didn't connect like that.
Yeah, I feel like things come in waves, and we're just riding the next wave of creativity, creating these episodes and whatnot. So yeah, it's exciting, and thanks for coming out again.
Yeah, thank you. And I will share that when you're ready to share those things. Thank you again.
Indeed, yeah. So let's call it a day, and all the viewers out there who are tuning in, thank you so much for co-creating, even though you're not necessarily physically present or even digitally present. You are here, right? Because there is no time and space. Everything is here and now. So even the recording, it has the energy, it has the transmission, and you materialize this in your life, right? So you are connecting, and we are all interconnected. So thank you for being a part of this incredible journey of consciousness. May this inspire all of us to reach deeper and higher and expand. And with that, we will sign off and wish you a fond good day.